Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Kia, and to everyone who's already in the community, welcome back ladies. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be coming from a very vulnerable place, and I am not in a good place today. And I'm coming here to just talk about where I am with you all, because I go through things and I want to be able to share them with you from a vulnerable place. And I've been going through some disappointment for the past few days. I'm like on day 3 of a disappointment. And I just wanted to take the time to just come and give you all an update on where I am, because I think that it's important that if I'm going to be sharing my life with you all, if we're sharing our lives together, that you be invited into the most, some of the most vulnerable and scariest parts of my life as well. And a lot of you already know a lot about this, or some of you may or may not know about this already, but we're going to talk about it today. So I thank you all for being here, first of all, and I thank you for giving me a space to even talk with you all. And I already know that a lot of y'all are going to be giving me some encouraging words in the comments. So I just want to tell you thank you right now. I got me some hot raspberry hibiscus tea right here. And let's go ahead and just talk about the elephant in the room for me. I needed to go and rewarm my tea up because I have been sitting here for a while trying to process what we're actually about to talk about. I have my little tissues right here, and I think it's just time to talk about it. So I'm probably going to run through this video. I don't know if I'm going to put any breaks in it, because I just want to talk to you all just about what's been happening. So I missed my period. I missed my period. It was a week ago, a little over a week ago, I missed my period. And a lot of you may know that my husband and I have been trying to have a baby for 2.5 years now. 2.5 years. And we have been together since I was 19. I'm 37 now. And we've been trying to have a baby. We've been trying to be fruitful. We've been trying to build a family. And it has not happened yet. You all have seen my surgery video where I went into a fertility clinic to have surgery to remove any polyps or anything that I may have in my uterus area. I do have fibroids, so those are there. And so that's some of the journey so far of just like a little backstory on where I am and what's been happening over the last 2.5 years, ever since March 2023, 2024. So I missed my period. I missed my period about a week ago, and my cycle is a 26 or 28 day cycle. Sometimes it's a little crazy because I have fibroids, and I know that the first day, well, I kind of just found out that the first day of your period is really the day where you have a full bleed. And because I have fibroids, I will spot before I actually have my regular period. So a little over a week ago, I kind of felt something different in my body. I felt like there was just something different. And I go and I check my app. I use the app, the Apple app, to track my period. Excuse me. And it's pretty much always spot on. And so I went to go and check in my phone, and I'm seeing that my period was like a day late. Okay, so I'm like, okay, that's not bad, because with these fibroids, sometimes my period can come like a couple of days later, even a couple of days sooner, because of the fibroids that I have. The fibroid is about the size of a golf ball. It's not super big. I mean, that's big, but it's not super big, but it is about the size of a golf ball. I think it's sitting on my left side. And so I do have that going on. And yeah, so I missed my period, 26, 28 day cycle. And by the time day 3 gets here, I'm like, okay, day 3 is like, okay, 2 days has already passed. Something's going on. Am I pregnant? Girl, Mm. Oh, that tea is so good. I need this right now. Like after such a long week, I just need something warm to just slow me down. You know how that is, right? So by the time day 4 gets here, well, let me go back. Because during this time of me thinking that, you know, I might be pregnant, or even not just might be pregnant, there was just this linger of denial. Oh God, I feel tears already. Denial, happiness, feeling unworthy. This is not happening. It's not going to happen. You know, like just a lot of emotions because we have been trying for so long. And when I went to the fertility doctors, they told me that I have unexplained infertility. Everything's working well down there. Everything with my husband is working well. They just said it's unexplained infertility. At the time, I was 36. So I'm also up in age as well when it comes to trying to have children. So I get on you know, Google now has AI, kind of like ChatGPT. So I'm putting in all this information, just trying to figure this thing out, because I'm like, I can't be pregnant. You know, I can't be pregnant, but can I be pregnant? I might be pregnant, but I'm holding this weight. Like it's just a huge weight because we've been trying for so long. And when trying to have a baby and your period just keeps coming month after month, it begins to take a toll. It just takes a toll on me. So I was just in this state of mind, like, could this actually be happening? Could this could be happening? So I'm just kind of being really still in the moment. You know, at the time, my husband and I weren't in a good place. Like we kind of had a little moment, a little disagreement. So I wasn't just like fully talking to him. So I was kind of carrying this by myself. Y'all know me, I'm vulnerable, I'm honest as candy with Kia Renee, okay? So I'm going through this app day after day. I'm going through this app, talking to AI, telling it what day my period started, when I started spotting, talking about the fibroids, talking about past periods, telling it what the Apple app is saying, letting it know how that it says that I'm on a 26, 28 day cycle, and then going through the motions of how many days my period is actually late. And I was doing this for days, y'all, just trying to figure this thing out. Talking to God, then going back to this app, then talking to God and going back. And I'm just like, just trying to figure it out because, again, I'm kind of in denial and I'm just in disbelief. And then I'm like, this is not happening. It's not going to happen for me. Because we've been trying for so long. I'm like, we're not going to get pregnant. This is not going to happen. Even though I am a woman who loves God, I'm a woman of faith, I too still have my moments. I have my moments, even though I know how much God loves me. I have my times where I may have doubt as well, where I have questions. And I've gone over my head like, God, did I do something wrong in the past? Am I being punished for this because I did all of this? You know, like I'm going through, and I know God does not punish, but this is me in my human mind saying these things, even though God has saved me, delivered me from alcohol, delivered me from drugs, delivered me from sleeping with people I shouldn't be sleeping with, delivered me from people pleasing, deliver. Still, I have my moments where my own will and my own mind can and my thoughts can be so completely loud. And so all of this was happening during the last vlog that you all watched last week with me in the pink outfit, going to the baby shower. This was all happening during that week, and I was really holding it all together, just trying to stay positive about it. But there was just so much going on in my mind, and I'm just, it's just so many feelings that, God, I haven't talked about this out loud you all, I'm talking to you all about it. But I haven't talked like this, like being able to actually process it with someone. I haven't processed it out loud. So I'm processing it with you, friend. Okay, thank you for picking up the phone. God, so all of that was happening during that week, y'all. I had symptoms, and the thing is that I'm explaining these symptoms to the app, and I'm saying I'm having these little pings in the middle of my pelvic area. I wasn't bloated, didn't have any acne pimples from, you know, from the hormones and stuff. There were just things that I just felt I was peeing so much. My God, when I tell you I was peeing, the day that we went to the baby shower, y'all, the day we went to the baby shower, I peed 7 times. I peed 7 times from waking up in the morning to going to the market itself, and then I peed like 2 more times once we got to the baby shower, and then after that I did pee some more. But I peed like 7 times in a matter of like what? 3 hours, 4 hours, 7 times. Okay, that's a lot of peeing. I didn't drink a lot of liquids either. So I had these symptoms that was just in my mind like, okay, this might actually be happening. By the time the symptoms started like really coming up for me, it was around like day 4. And I felt like I was also making these things up in my mind because I don't know what feeling pregnant feels like, but I'm also explaining all these things to this app, and it's kind of telling me, you know, wait to this day, wait to that day. I had taken a pregnancy test on Wednesday, and that test said negative. So I told the app said it's too early to be able to know if you're actually pregnant because of the HCG hormone is not yet like fully active yet. If you are late, you need to wait a few more days. I'm like, cool, but I want to know now, but I'm willing to wait because I have been let down so much that I said, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is. But I was very much in a space of like just really feeling in my head. There was just 2 sides going on. I am pregnant and I'm not pregnant. And yeah, y'all, it was a lot at the time, and just still trying to hold those things by myself before I told my husband was just really heavy. But the day of the market, that on Saturday, the day of the market, my husband and I, we went to the market, and I went ahead and caved, and I told him, because I said, this isn't something I should be carrying by myself. So I told him, and he was happy, and I told him, I said, honey, I don't even remember us, doing the grown-up. I don't remember us doing that. He said, I do. And I said, when? I said, I don't remember any of that happening. So we talked about it. I told him how late my cycle was. I told him, the symptoms that I was feeling. I told him how long it's been like this, and he told me that he had been tracking it himself, like just looking in the restroom to see if he saw any, feminine products in there or even any tests. And he said, he didn't see anything, so he was just looking out. So yeah, we talked, and I was still a little upset because we had a disagreement, but just talking about a baby just brought us back together in a way, and it just made us happy. Like, we were smiling, and I was just like, just hold on. We just need time to like really, process this, because this may or may not happen after all the things that have happened in the past. So we need to be able to prepare ourselves. But by this time, my period was 4 days late already. And when I told him this, we were on the top of the building, like on the top of the world, just on the top of the building at the post. And, from that moment on, we were kind of on a high because we were headed to a baby shower. So it was like, how ironic, to be thinking my wife might be pregnant. I might be pregnant, and we're on our way to a baby shower. And just the emotions, y'all, was just so crazy. Looking at the Apple app, I just had so many mixed emotions because the app was projecting my period cycle to be a 32-day cycle. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I haven't recorded anything in here for it to be a 32-day cycle. That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, that sounds crazy. I'm like, is this app just making this up? You know, like it just sounded preposterous. Okay. It sounded completely preposterous. Like this just don't sound right. It doesn't feel right. And I just had this tug of war going on in my mind, y'all. Because I mean, I feel like it's different for my husband because he's a man. But for me, being his wife, being a woman, the one that's going to carry this child, the one that wants to be the mother, wanting to experience the sleepless nights. You know, I've had so many women over the years say, do you have kids? I tell them no, and they'll say, girl, don't have none. And it's just like, that's easy for you to say, and you have yours. If you don't like your kids, just say that. If you don't like your kids, just say that. I want a baby. I want a baby. You know, so there was just a tug of war going on in my mind, and thinking about 32 days and being 4 days late. I wasn't bloated at all either, you know, and I can just say there was a tug of war. I had hope, I had doubt, I had guilt. I just felt so many things. And I felt so many. I felt a lot of guilt because I felt like I'm telling myself, God is not going to make this happen. This is not going to happen. This ain't real. You know, like this is. I'm never going to get pregnant. That's what I'm thinking to myself. So I'm like, this can't be happening. You know, like I just know. You know. Yeah. So throughout each day of me counting down the days of my period being late, I'm just saying to myself in my head, okay, get through Tuesday, get through Wednesday. When Tuesday got there, that was the day where I knew something's different. So I went and got the test, and then I took it on Wednesday because I said, if I can make it through Tuesday, I'll take it on Wednesday. It said negative. So I said, okay, let's make it to Thursday. I said, you know what? I'm going to take the test on Friday. I said, let's make it to Thursday. Then Friday gets here and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. This is like day 4, day 5, no period. Let's go again and just see, you know, let's just see. Once Saturday got there, I said, okay, for sure. So that's why I had to tell my husband. So my period, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the good Lord. My period loves to show up on a Sunday during church, after Sunday school, before Sunday service starts. So between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. is when my cycle likes to start on a Sunday at church, y'all. Like I'm like, for real, it's been like that for like the past 3 months. So I told my husband, I said, let's get through Sunday. Let's get through Sunday and see what happens on Sunday. Okay, y'all, we were on cloud 9. We couldn't stop smiling. We couldn't stop blushing at one another. We just had so much hope and knowing and feeling pregnant, like it's finally happening, you know. And we just kept walking around declaring it. I was like, I'm pregnant. And he was saying, you're pregnant. And y'all know I haven't been eating sugar. So when I had some cake at church, he said, you're not supposed to be having that. And I said, the baby wants it. You know, like just really getting into, you know, thinking, feeling, hoping that I'm pregnant, because it's been 6 days by now. By Sunday, it's been about 6 days. So yeah. You know, there are things that happen in our life that can really test our faith. and really test our relationship with Christ, with God, the Holy Spirit. And I know that God is watching to see how I'm handling things. And I haven't been handling it too well. Yeah, I haven't been handling it too well. A lot of emotions. A lot of emotions. A lot of declarations I've made to myself out loud in my mind. And I probably shouldn't have made those declarations, because once you declare it, you can't be forgiven now. But I declared, I said, I didn't say I declared, but I did. I said this with conviction that, I'll tell you what I said. So we make it through Sunday. This is just, I just want to thank y'all again for being here for me, because I haven't processed it out loud. I haven't talked to anybody about it. So we make it through Sunday. Once we made it to Sunday night, me and my husband were talking. I'm like, baby, we made it. We're pretty much in the clear. We are pregnant. We're pregnant. And so I go in and I tell the app. And the app, each time the app is just really pumping me up, saying that you're pretty much going to be pregnant. But at the same time, just throwing in there, that you may have a 32-day cycle, that it is possible. Because these apps, all they do is guesstimate. The Apple app is guesstimating. So when Monday morning gets here, I wake up early in the morning. I had to pee. It was probably about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And we had agreed to just wait till Tuesday, because that just felt more safe. But I was so excited, and I just wanted to know. I said, I cannot wait another day. I can't wait another day. So I wake up that morning, and I go and I use the restroom, go and use the bathroom. And I pulled out the test, because I had bought 2 tests from Dollar Tree. Those tests are really good, y'all. They work. I bought 2 tests from Dollar Tree because I said I feel like I just might be pregnant. So I bought 2 just in case one said that it was negative, or maybe it was invalid. And that test had been sitting under the cabinet, hidden for the past few days from me buying them at Dollar Tree. And I'm excited, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to get this answer. And I opened the pack, do my business, put the 3 drops in there. I set the timer, and I just went in the living room. I walked around and I prayed and just started thanking God already for the baby that was growing inside of me. And just walked around and prayed and worshiped. And then the timer went off. My husband was still in here asleep. I know I told him, I said, babe, I can't wait anymore. I have to take this test. So set that timer for 3 minutes, prayed, worshiped, thanking God, smiling and happy, and still telling him that whatever your answer is, it's your answer. And I know your timing is perfect. That timer went off, and I set up my phone camera to just get whatever reaction that I can get. And my period being 7 days late, the test still said negative. I'm like, come on. Like, is there something wrong with this test? Like, what is going on? Like, how is it saying negative? My period is 7 days late. So I tell my husband, he said, I told him, I said, it's negative. I said, I don't know what's going on with it, but I was still trusting in God at this moment, because this is 7 days. So I come in here and I get back in the bed, and I go to sleep for maybe like another hour or 2. Probably about an hour, because I had to pee again. I've just been peeing, y'all. I've been peeing. And I go to use the bathroom. And when I wipe myself, there was a small spot of blood on my tissue. Small spot of blood. You know, I've been having this mustard seed of faith for 2.5 years. And I still had so many doubts, but I still had that mustard seed of faith. You know, just that mustard seed. Faith the size of a mustard seed. Faith the size of a mustard seed. I couldn't even pull my pants up. I just sat there with the tissue in my hand. And my husband got up. It was probably, I think it was still dark outside. My husband got up because he didn't hear me say anything. And thank God he got up and he came in there and he said, "No. Oh no, baby, no, no." And I was just still. When I wiped, I didn't even move. I just looked at it. I didn't move. He put his arms around me and he held me, and I just still stood there. I felt, my heart felt like stone. My body felt like stone. My mind felt like stone. I felt like I had no emotions and all the emotions at the same time because I felt like I give up. And in that moment, I have to be transparent with y'all. In that moment, I feel like God let me down. I feel like he let me down. And I feel like he just don't want us to have, he doesn't want me to have a baby. Like, that's just not meant for me. An entire week with no period, and it's just hard. It's just hard, you know. It's hard. And even still, I still hope to have. But I'm just at such in the place of saying, God, just whatever, you know, whatever. And I've talked about it very little with him because I don't know, I kind of been asking myself, am I mad at him or am I disappointed in God? In my father. So for the rest of that day, you know, y'all know I work on Mondays. On Mondays, I'm putting together footage from the church because I work on Sundays. And on Mondays, I'm putting together footage for the church. And I'm editing the vlogs to go out for the week. And that's like a full day of work. So my husband, he kind of got the couch ready for me. Like when my cycle would come, my husband would... oh, I love him for this. My husband will lay down a blanket on top of the couch. He'll bring out the heating pad. He'll put my pillows. I don't even have to ask him to do this. I'll come out of the restroom in the morning from, you know, doing my hair and stuff like that, brushing my teeth. And he'll have everything just all set up for me. My pillows, my blanket, another blanket, my heating pad, my water, my pampering. He'll just have it all sitting out for me. And so I just had to go through that again. I had to go through that again. But I just felt so cold. I felt so cold. I just felt like, forget it. I give up. Forget it. You know? I just said, forget it. It is what it is. I feel like I don't even care anymore. I don't even care no more. I don't even care no more. That's how I feel. That's how I felt. Because I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. Yeah. And I couldn't even deal with my husband on that day, you know. I just told him, I said, just go ahead and just leave for the day. I couldn't deal with no questions, answering nothing. I couldn't deal with none of that. I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even speak. I just said, I just need you to just leave the house for the day. Because I need to be home by myself. I can't. I just, yeah. So he left for the day. I got pretty much most of my work done. And before he left, he went to the store and he got me those flowers right there. Just to say sorry, you know, just for comfort, you know. So he got me those flowers. They're so pretty. There's some orange, white, and pink roses. So I cut those and put them in the vase. But it's been hard, y'all. I'm on well, I'm not pregnant. So right now I'm on day 3 of my period. And I also, you know, that Sunday I told my pastor, because no one was in the church, and I went to the altar to pray and to just thank God, and then letting him know that, you know, whatever you choose, I will accept. And my pastor comes walking in on the stage, and he said, am supposed to be in here for you, because I never come in here at this time. And so he said, what's going on? So we went and sat down and we talked about it. And I told him, I said, I think I might be pregnant, because a lot of people in my church know that we've been trying to conceive. The day we've been trying to conceive, and he just he talked to me about being committed, and he said, you missed your cycle. I said, yeah. And he said, be prepared, whether it's a yes or a no, because things change after you have children. And then he said, be prepared also if it's not time yet. And he told me to keep my faith. And I'm like, yeah, I will. But I feel like I'm losing it. And we talked for like 15 minutes about everything. And I had told a really good friend of mine at my church, she has 4 children. I told her, I said, we need to talk. I said, I think I might be pregnant. I missed my cycle. And so I didn't even want to tell anybody, because I didn't even want to be at this point of like saying, like, I didn't, you know what? I didn't even, and couldn't even be happy for myself, even if I was. I couldn't even, I felt like I couldn't be happy for myself. I felt like I couldn't even say anything to somebody. But I decided to share it with someone. And I shared that with her. I shared it with my pastor. But that's where I am today, y'all. That's where I am today. Your friend. This is where I am today. And I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. I feel out of alignment. And I've been having so much thoughts of maybe I'm just not supposed to get pregnant with my husband. Maybe it's supposed to be somebody else. I settled for him and he settled for me. I'm not supposed to be here. This is not the marriage that God want me to be in. Just so many different thoughts and just throwing out so many random situations of why I haven't gotten pregnant yet. Is something wrong with me? Or maybe there hasn't been the breakthrough in our marriage that we're supposed to have yet. Just so many different random thoughts, and I'm tired. I'm exhausted of this trying to get pregnant thing. No, I don't want to adopt. People keep asking, well, why don't you adopt? I want to have a child. I want to give birth to a healthy, intelligent, beautiful, God-fearing child. That's what I want. I don't want the alternative. I hate when people say that to me. Don't say that to me. It's not what I want to hear. And I hate when people for so long ask me, do you have kids? Do you want any? Are y'all trying? It ain't none of y'all business. It's none of your business if we are, if we aren't. Why are you asking us about our sex life? Why? We married. Yeah, we want kids. This is me processing out loud. Thank y'all for being my therapist. Thank y'all for being my friends. You know what? I've done a lot in my life. I've done enough in my life to feel like I've lived 2 different lives. But there are so many things that I would trade right now in order to have a baby. I feel like, you know, the woman who had the issue of blood, when he told her after she touched the hem of his garment that your faith has healed you. And I've really just been thinking about that over the past 2 years. Like, just really thinking my faith has healed me, that has healed my womb. We pray over my womb. We fast. We put holy oil. We do all these things. And I just wonder, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I don't know where or what the future looks like for me when it comes to this part of my life. I don't know. But I am hurt, and I am disappointed, and I am sad, and I don't want to be depressed. I'm just going to try my best to keep showing up for myself in the best ways that I know how, and just taking it easy and being gentle with myself. Yeah, just being gentle with myself. Try not to overdo it. Yeah, that's where I am today, y'all. That's where I am. If you've ever had to wait on something, anything, not just a baby, but if you've ever had to wait years and years for something, I would love if you could just let me know how you handled that, you know. Talk to me in the comments. Send me a message and let me know, how did you handle it? What did you do? What scriptures did you rely on? Just what did you do? I'd like to turn the conversation to you all, and I'm asking for your advice and your help and your suggestions. And just please share your own stories of waiting in the comments, and I'm gonna keep on moving forward, one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, because all in all, with everything that I've said, God doesn't need my help being God, and God is still faithful no matter what. God has so much mercy and grace. I've said and thought all that I've said, but God is still merciful. So I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for listening. I thank you for being my friends. I thank you for giving me a space to process. And we're just going to keep on moving. So I love you all, and I hope that you would pray for me and pray for my family, and ask God to heal and deliver us from whatever it is that's holding us back from conceiving, and to help me with my faith, help me in my unbelief. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next vlog.